My Ohio segments take him to some unusual places, and he's been doing some unusual things.
That's right. This week, Leon placed his hand on the nose of the oldest resident at the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo, and I guess it was a big nose.
It was a nose. Lee, it was this big. No, his nose was this big, easily. Well, come with me and we will meet some of the animals at the zoo and talk with a longtime Cleveland Metro Park Zoo director. I will take you to some places at the zoo most people don't get a chance to see, but you are with me and I can get you in. We'll talk with the animals and the zoo director too. With wide interest, we eyeball the scene. Kids and those in the not-so-kid years. The Cleveland Metro Park Zoo has wowed visitors for 130 years. Watching animals, watch us. Thousands of animals and habitats the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo provides. For 24 years, Director Steve Taylor has befriended the animal world.
But there's nothing like Africa to see the big charismatic megavertebrates and see them close. And really, you could basically spend a whole safari just watching elephants in Africa.
Elephants captured in Taylor's camera lens show he was up close on African safari, and most days up close at Cleveland's elephant crossing exhibit.
Sometimes they don't like each other, so you have to have a way to separate them. Sometimes they want to be together all the time, and you have to be able to do that.
He knows the animals and the acres. Taylor has walked the zoo and talked the zoo, driven it too. In December, he will retire from leading Cleveland's zoo.
It's really finances, and particularly raising money for capital.
The Cleveland Zoo began in 1882. Startup was in this building, then in the Wade Park area, where businessman Jephthah Wade had donated land. First animals were deer. Years later, the zoo moved, the building went along.
Jasmine, Jada, Grace, come on up. Trevor, Lindy, come on up, girl.
Here, more than 1 million visitors a year get close to the animals.
Not everybody's going to get to go on safari to Africa or even Mexico or even the Grand Canyon. So to me, it's very important that people get to see these wonderful animals.
A lot of mouths to feed. While we safari, I will guide you where you normally could not go, but I can get you in. In the night quarters, meet the oldest zoo resident who stuck his nose in the door in 1955.
You don't get in this part of the zoo quite easily. This is like a retirement quarters for this hippopotamus. His name is Blackie. He's not on public display, but you're with me, so we kind of get behind the scenes. This is Blackie, 57 years old. Retirement center right now for him.
His neighbors next door are usually quiet, even when we come bearing gifts. I stuck my neck out. Gambling tidbits for giraffe tongue would get us face to face. Dinner. Employment here also puts food on zookeepers' tables, too.
We've had a good run here. The zoo's changed a lot since Steve's been here, and we made a lot of good improvements.
I'll bet the animals will even miss him.
So, yeah, some of them will.
As long as you bring food, they know you. Got an idea. We ought to safari deeper into the jungle. 20 years ago, Steve Taylor campaigned for the rainforest exhibit, largest indoor rainforest in the country. Careful, something's eyeing us. Africa, Asia, the jungles of South America, could be, feels like it, looks like it. This is the rainforest at Cleveland Metro Park Zoo. To get a good picture of the director, Steve Taylor, you have to get a good picture of what he helped build. He helped build all of this. Make you want to come back?
Oh, sure, yeah. And, you got to support it and support the animals and support conservation.
It's been a good time ever since I've been a kid coming here.
As for Steve Taylor retiring in December, some quick thoughts, beginning with what his parents thought when little Steve brought home frogs and other little creatures.
So they just thought, let's let this kid do his thing. He'll finally find something that's going to work out. Every day I think I learn something new about animals, particularly if we get a new animal.
A stop in My Ohio with Cleveland Metro Park Zoo Director Steve Taylor in a place close to his heart with the animals. I'm Leon Bibb. And I will tell you, there is nothing like a walk on the wild side.
Well, as you pointed out, that zoo has evolved so much. So many wonderful things
Yeah.
have come to the zoo during Steve Taylor's time there.
Just a great place to go. I've been going ever since I was a wee lad, a little bitty
Yeah.
boy. Still going, too.
And it's still fun.
It's still
A
fun.
lot of
And
fun.
we thought when you said oldest resident at the zoo, you were talking about Mark Johnson. But I guess Blackie the Rhino.
No, I think Blackie the
has a
Rhino has
lead.
got marked by a couple of years or
Just
so.
a couple years.